Hey everyone, I think you can tell by this Varroa Easy Check sitting right here what it's time for. So we put Apivar strips in here 54 days ago. The minimum you want to leave those in is 42 days, and you really don't want to go any longer than about where I'm at, 55, 60 days. If you just leave them in there and forget to take them out, you can create resistance because the treatment leaches out of those strips, and the lower the treatment that's on there, it gets to a point to where it gets on the mites, but it doesn't actually kill them, and it helps them build resistance. So don't forget to take your strips out if you use this treatment. So to recap, when we did the treatment, this hive over here washed a 6, this one was a 1, and this one was a 5. So we're gonna get in there today, take the strips out, and do another mite wash to make sure the treatment worked. So stand by, let me get into a hive, and we'll do our first wash. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to get in here and I want to find a frame with a good amount of bees on it and that's got young larvae, open larvae. I'm just going to go ahead and go down into that bottom box. Let me bring this camera up there where you guys can see that. This looks like it might be a good frame. Let's see what the other side looks like. Yeah, I think this will be a good frame for what we want to do. Now, make sure the queen's not on here. Look it over really good. So I brought this 5-frame Pro Nuke, and I'm going to shake the bees into there, use the scooper to get the bees, and we'll do our mite wash. Hoping for a 0 or a 1. There's a drone. Oh, I see a drone with a mite on his back. Let's see if I can capture that for you guys. If I find him again. There he is. There he is, right at the bottom of the screen. All right, so we're gonna shake these down in here. Put this back. Let the flying bees fly. It's one last look for the queen. Oh, come on, that stuck to me. That ain't good. All right. Okay. I'm gonna do this for a minute. Come over here and get my timer. I'll cut back in once it's done. All right, guys, so we're back, and this hive over here just washed a 3. So they were a 5 and now they're a 3. So that's actually pretty disappointing after 54 days of Apivar strips. This is why we do checks after treatment, because it's the middle of August and they're at a 3, so they're gonna need another treatment before winter. So luckily I've got Apiguard on standby, and now we're late enough in the year where the temperatures aren't so high. I was actually planning on doing Apiguard for my initial treatment in early July, but it was just way too hot. Almost every day in July was over 100 degrees, but now we're high 80s, low 90s. So this hive right here is going to get Apiguard treatment. So all right, I'm gonna put this one back together and I'll check in with you guys once this one is opened up and we're ready to do a wash on it. On both sides, so we're gonna use this. All right. All right, so this hive started a 1 and it's still a 1. Post Apivar strips. So read into that how you want. I mean, a one is not treatment threshold. I treated this one last time at a 1 because these two were high and it was right in the middle of them, so I went ahead and treated it. But I'm not going to treat it. I'm going to do Apigard on this one, but I'm not going to do anything with this one. I'll probably recheck them in October, see where they're at, and then I'll definitely do my winter oxalic dribble treatment on all the hives when they're broodless. All right, guys, I'm going to put this one back together and I'll check back in when I open this one. So this is half a cup of bees, by the way. It's equivalent to pretty close to 300 bees, even if it's not exact. It's close. Okay. All right, guys, so I'm back and this hive is washing a 5 currently. So it was a 6, did the Apivar strips for 54 days, and now we're at a 5. I don't know if you can see them, but they're mostly towards the bottom of the screen. That's insane. So the Apivar did not really work well this year, at least in my yard. All right, guys, really disappointing results with the Apivar this year. So this hive over here went from a 5 to a 3. This one in the middle went from a 1 to a 1, and this one over here went from a 6 to a 5. So this hive and this hive are going to get Apigard maybe later today, if not by the weekend. And we're going to do Apigard, and then I will recheck these again after that. But I think the Apivar will do really fine. And I would have actually used it to begin with if the temperatures weren't so high. So I'm going to finish inspecting this colony. I'll put it back together, and then we'll do a recap. All right, everyone, I've wrapped that up. As you can see, fairly disappointing results with the Apivar strips this year. I put them in 54 days. That was 2 strips per box. So 4 over here, 2 here, 4 here. And it just didn't work. So we went from a 5 to a 3 over here. So there was reduction, but not like there should have been. This was a 1, stayed a 1. This was a 6 and went down to a 5. So it just went down 1 mite from the previous wash 54 days ago. So I'm going to do follow-up treatment with Apigard, which is active ingredient, and that is Thymol. It's going to be here and here. I'm not going to treat this one. I'll check them again in about a month and a half, 2 months. But I'm going to do Thymol on these. I'll do a video on it, and I will recheck the counts after the Thymol to see if the Thymol works better. And then I'm also going to put the bottom board back in this, and I'm going to watch for mite fall. I think that'll be kind of cool. Clean the board off. Right now it's open just because it's been hot, so I took it out. But I'm going to slide that tray back in there when I put the treatment on, and then check it 24 hours later and see how many mites we've dropped. And yeah, so just be on the lookout for that video. Thank you for watching this one, and we'll see you in the next one.